Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Mount Deurklink. In the last episode I built this big hyper coaster here in the back of the park, and in this episode, it looks like I got a message here. Oh shit, this is bad. Oh no, it looks like our RMC has caught fire on several different spots at the same time. Yeah, this is terrible. We're gonna probably have to tear down this ride and replace it with something new. Yeah, it's really sad. Well, yeah, to be fair, I didn't really like the ride too much. Mostly because it's actually really too fast, especially in this part over here. This flies through the inversions at a really high speed. And yeah, second of all, the space of it is pretty tight here. So it's hard to do proper support for it here. And also it's probably not very realistic that it actually travels on top of this building here. So yeah, I'll have to replace it. I still do want to build an RMC in the park, so that's what I'm going to do in this episode. But I'm going to be using the new hybrid coaster track. I can actually quickly show you what it looks like. So here it is, the hybrid coaster track. Yeah, but I'll use it properly here. And I will build the new coaster in this space that we have over here. So it will be a little bit more compact, but I think the village will look nicer when there isn't this big, huge brown structure around it. Another thing I didn't really like about the coaster is the station here. I think this building looks a bit too blocky here, and I think it will be nicer if the station, for example, would be over here. So I'm now going to remove this coaster here, and yeah, it will take a bit of time because there's all these corrupt elements that are hidden here, and I'll probably have to get rid of those. And I don't have the corruption manager plugin, so yeah, that will be a bit of a hassle. Let's get on with it. No, something which I just realized while removing this coaster is that I actually haven't built the back of this chairlift building. So it's probably a good time to fix that now. Okay, the area has now been cleared out. It was quite a hassle to do it. but I think it actually looks nice now that the village has some breathing space behind it. Now, of course, it's not done yet. I think I'll also modify this coaster a bit, because I don't like this transfer track here being out in the open. And now that I have some more space, I can actually give the transfer track a nice building here. Okay, like I said, for the coaster that I'm going to build here, I will be using just this space over here. Maybe I could cross over here a bit. I'll see about that. Maybe I'll also use this bridge again, because I kind of liked the interaction the coaster had in the beginning. But yeah, it will definitely be a little bit more compact than the way it used to be. And also, of course, this I will have to make a new building over here. Okay, I will just play around a bit and see if I can come up with a nice layout for the new RMC. Okay, I've slightly modified the ending of the toboggan coaster, mostly so it doesn't go over the path here anymore, and that will give it'll give me some more space to actually build my RMC here. I will need all of the space that I can get here, so that's why I had to move it a bit. Now we'll do a little bit work on the support here, just to hide the mini coaster supports and only show the stand-up track supports. And after that I will continue on the RMC. Okay, I'm building the coaster now, but I'm struggling a bit. But now that I'm thinking of it, this path here in the middle probably isn't necessary. I mean, there's a path going up here, and there's a path going up here. So this path here in the middle is probably just redundant, and I could as well get rid of it. And that should make my job here much easier. Alright, here's the layout of the new RMC. Now it's a lot more compact. I couldn't help myself but make it pass through the village in this new space. Now I will make a little garden around this spot, probably. Maybe some extra supports. But yeah, I'll try to really make this fit into the village. Maybe I'll extend these rocks here a bit. Yeah, it just needs to fit in here, and right now it's a bit of an eyesore here compared to these buildings. Yeah, for the rest of the coaster, I will just add some supports, maybe some footers as well. Not really sure yet. I think it will look cool in the end. Well, I'm quite happy with this layout. It's a lot more compact than the other one, but also the speed is a lot better, I think. It will take these inversions at a reasonable speed. The coaster has 3 of them, and there's also a bit of interaction here where it passes over this other coaster here, and right next to it, and then over this path here. In the end, yeah, space was quite limited, so I just made it go under this path here using this tunnel, and here's the brake section, which is quite short, but I should be able to fit a little transfer track here. Of course, I also still need to build the station, so yeah, lots of stuff that's still to do. So for now, I will just start with doing these supports here. By the way, here's a nice little trick. If you want some of these triangular supports, what you just see me do is I built a piece of coaster track, which goes to diagonal. I'll quickly show you. So here we have a wooden coaster, and let's make a track here that goes diagonal. And then if you copy and paste this piece over here, then you can look, if I copy this piece and then paste it, then you get this triangular support, which you can place anywhere. And yeah, I think it's really useful to make a nice looking support for a wooden coaster. Okay, I'm quite happy with how the supports look right now. No, I didn't do this part because I still need to build the station under it, and I also still want to build a nice queue. I think I'll use this area in the middle to work on the queue, because it will be nice to finally see the guests enter this ride. I also want to have a small transfer track here. I think I'll just make a building where I'll just make an extra track where two tracks can slide, kind of like how it was earlier in the previous RMC. Okay, I'll just start working on the transfer track and station of the ride. Alright, this is the end result. So first we had this very big RMC which traveled all over the village. I think it was a little bit too big and too fast. Sadly it burned down. So yeah, I replaced it with this smaller version which also uses the new hybrid coaster track. Now I really love the way this track looks. I really want to thank Extreme 256 for making it. This track really is an awesome addition to the game, and I hope we're gonna see some more tracks. The single rail coaster track is also very great, especially when you use it as a track texture, or for example for rides like these. I think this also looks pretty cool. Okay, yeah. As for the coaster, well, I made quite a long station here. Yeah, I just made this. It has this boring wall here. I didn't really find a nice way to do windows here, so instead I just covered this wall with these trees. All in all, I think this station looks alright. As for the queue, which is already filling up quite nicely, it mostly just travels here on the queue. It mostly goes here on the inside of the coaster. Yeah, the guests seem to love this ride. Let's take a quick look at the stats. they're pretty good. I use the articulated roller coaster trains. I typically don't really use custom vehicles in my parks. One big reason is because that will keep the file size nice and nice and small. Okay, I think that was enough building from me for this episode. I just went over through the area to try to fix any landscaping where I could, because the previous coaster, I had to do a lot of landscaping to put it in the area. No, I'm not gonna do footers for this coaster. I think it looks alright the way it does now, the way it looks now. So I might still build something over here. Maybe this area could fit a nice shuttle coaster, or maybe a nice shoestring ride. I'll have to see. And this coaster is also something that I want to tackle. I want to have the transfer track in a nice little building here instead of out in the open, where the elements would wage their toll on the coaster vehicles. Okay, for the rest of this episode, I think it will be nice to take a ride on this roller coaster. Alright, I hope you enjoyed watching me build, and I'll see you again in the next episode. See you later! Now, before we ride the coaster and finish the episode, I think it will be nice to add another patron to the park. So that's what I'm going to do first. Okay, I froze an entertainer on top of this snail, right in his juggling animation. I think that looks quite funny. So, the patron that will be put here is Ovenwood. He's been a member on my Discord for quite some time, always supporting me. So I think he deserves to be in this nice little spot here. So I hope you enjoy your spot in the park. Alright, time to ride our coaster and finish the episode.